Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of T Forbes TV. Now in today's episode I wanted to take a little time to clear something up. There's a misconception that's been sweeping the world for generations, and I think it's important to set the truth free. Too often we hear something that seems pretty reasonable, so we pass it on, telling somebody else what we heard to sound smart or to prove a point, but most of the time we tell it a little bit wrong, or it was a little bit wrong when we heard it, but it doesn't matter, it's too late now. Now we've passed it along and it sounds pretty reasonable to them, so they pass it along to somebody, and that person passes it along to somebody, and eventually it's gone so far that the original meaning has been a little bit skewed. That's how we end up with myths like the human body needs 8 glasses of water a day to function, or it takes 7 years for gum to pass through your system. Both seem plausible, but yes, they are both very much untrue. There's a lot of common sense ideas like that that need to be addressed, but I don't really have time to go through all of those right now. Today I'm talking about something much more important. Ladies and gentlemen, today I can unequivocally, unmistakably, without any shadow of a doubt, tell you that procrastination is not a bad thing, and you should not feel bad for doing it. It's not a disease, it's not a bad habit, or something you should try to quit. Certainly not something you should be ashamed of. You're not wasting time, you're not being lazy, and you're definitely not screwing over future you. Well, you kind of are, but that's debatable. Anyway, I sit here today to tell you to free yourself from the oppression of those who would have you change. You are a beautiful, unique, procrastinating flower who just hasn't got around to blooming yet. And those other people that tell you you're lazy, they're just jealous. Hear that, Mom? You said I'd never amount to anything, but you just wait and see. Just keep waiting. I'd actually like to take a second to stop and say neither of my mothers have ever said that to me. I just said that for the sake of the joke. Actually, the closest either of them have come is passive-aggressively trying to get me to clean my room by asking if my arms and legs were broken, and that was why I couldn't pick up my dirty clothes. But that's not really important right now. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Procrastination and those who engage in procrastinating have gained some kind of social stigma that's not fair. After all, some of the greatest minds in history have been self-proclaimed procrastinators. Try saying that 10 times fast. Self-proclaimed procrastinator. Self-proclaimed procrastinator. Anyway, Mark Twain, Oscar Wilde, Bill Clinton, Kafka, Da Vinci, yes, that Da Vinci, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, when he wasn't killing vampires, he was known to hang around the White House just in his PJs. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people out there that are incredibly successful, but would consider themselves procrastinators. Do you really want to call any of them slackers or lazy? Didn't think so. I think a good portion of the reason why procrastination gets such a bad rap is that most people don't understand the subtle complexities or intellectual stimulation that comes with putting things off until later. First of all, inherent in the idea of putting something off till later is it eventually gets done. There's a big difference between a procrastinator and a quitter. No matter how much I put things off, I'll eventually get them done, so get off my back, Mom. Love you. To be perfectly frank, in my opinion, the bigger problem are the people that can't stop doing things. That even when they've finished everything that needs to be done, they keep finding more busy work because they think, if you're not working, you're wasting time. To them, anything that needs doing now. If you are one of these people, I'm asking you now, sit down, have a nice cup of tea, watch a TV show, watch a movie. When it's over, I want you to recognize that you haven't lost the opportunity to do the dishes or make your bed or any of those million things that you think have to be done right now. There's always later. Whether you want to admit it or not, we're all procrastinators to a certain degree. If you weren't, you'd never be able to stop, you'd never be able to sleep, sit down. You'd be working 100% of every day. After all, there is always more that you could be doing. I'll give you an example. There are people out there that believe that if you finish everything that you were supposed to do today, you should start on everything you have to do tomorrow because, well, just 'cause. Who's telling the story anyway? So they believe that today you should plan and get started on everything you have to do tomorrow. And that seems kind of reasonable. You're getting a jump on the next day. But that means that tomorrow you have to start planning the day after tomorrow. And since today you're doing everything you have to do tomorrow, today you start planning the day after tomorrow, which requires you to plan the next day, which requires you to plan the next day. So at the end, you're planning your entire life. When really, you could have been sitting at home on a couch with a cold drink, watching your favorite show. Doesn't that sound better? I think so. Besides, everybody knows you're more efficient, more creative, and more motivated the less time there is until your deadline. That's a fact. Procrastination is a beautiful thing. It allows us to enjoy the present. If things don't need to be done right now, why stress about doing it right now? Each and every one of our lives is filled with so much self-imposed stress. Why can't we live a little self-imposed relaxation? I'll leave you with this. It's something I heard a long time ago, and it stuck with me all these years. Procrastinate now. Don't put it off. But please, don't put off clicking the like or subscribe button. What do you think about procrastination? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know why in the comments below. I'm interested in your opinions. That's everything for today, so I'll see you guys next time.